What do...
So those drums are super saturated.
And like every guitar ever have in common, and like 3 Brockhampton albums and the names of those albums, they all have saturation in common. Here are 2 things that seem hard to understand about saturation that aren't hard at all. Complexity. If you have a simple sound and you add complexity to it, saturation, it sounds a lot better. Right? Now it sounds like a guitar. Now that's a little bit like more interesting and complex. If we have an already complex sound, that sounds great on its own. And when you add complexity to it, it sounds a little muddy. So maybe you want to dial that back a little bit. Just a touch. If you think about saturation as complexity, you'll get a long way. Second thing that seems hard to understand, that's really easy to understand, is it depends on the volume of your track. This makes saturation a special effect. A loud sound going into a saturation plugin would sound different than the exact same sound quieter going into the saturation effect. So here's the demonstration. We have this sound, and that's at 0 dB right now, and then we just put it in the saturation plugin. It sounds like this. Now let's just raise the volume a bit. Sounds a lot different. The knobs on the saturation, distortion, or fuzz plugins all do kind of the same thing. They'll enhance the effect more, but mainly enhancing the volume will be the main thing that changes what the saturation sounds like. That's called gain staging, by the way. Like if you ever like want to know what gain staging is, like that's a big part about gain staging. It's making sure it's at the right gain or right volume. So it's not that hard of a concept. It's just it sounds different depending on the volume. Here's a list of the best free and paid saturation plugins. I have another 2-minute video right here if you want to check that out, and another 10-minute and another video after that going more in depth about saturation if you're interested in that. I'll see you guys over there. Peace.